It's time for Friday Fabulous Florida.
There is a gigantic alligator in my kitchen.
A look at the weirdest stories from our weirdest state.
Deputies are saying they've busted a guy who has meth on him. And you may say, well, I mean, that's kind of a Florida thing to have meth.
Normal, yeah.
He was checking in at the time with his probation officer.
What?
Yes.
No.
Busted with meth while checking in with your probation officer is really a bad way to go. Brandon Lee Harris is 31 years old. He's from Defuniak Springs. There he is. And on the Mark Thompson Show booking photo meter or scale, I'll give him a 7.
I'm going 8.
No? Look at you.
He's got this look. He's got this like devil may care look.
He does. He
Yeah.
also looks a little defeated, which I understand. So he's charged with felony violation of probation, possession of methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. It happened this week at the state probation office. It's there on Highway 90 in Defuniak Springs. If anyone's looking for that probation office there, that's where it is, right there on Highway 90, everyone. In any case, the office putting out a statement saying Brandon Lee Harris was attempting to conceal methamphetamine in a small plastic baggie, 2 syringes, and a nasal spray bottle.
Oh.
I don't understand why you would go into your probation meeting carrying all that stuff.
Maybe he thought that he'd been there before and they never checked his pockets.
No, that could be. He was scheduled to meet with his probation officer and, quote, admitted to knowing he had narcotics and paraphernalia on him before he arrived.
Maybe he just really was tired of being out and wanted to go back into prison.
Or, yeah, he just, as you say, it's like, I overlooked it. Sorry. I mean, hey.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. Should have left it outside in the grass. Doesn't sound like he's got, as Kim says, too much freedom ahead.
No.
A Florida woman throws a plate of ravioli at her sister. The reason for it is that the sister wouldn't share her food.
I mean, that's a great reason, right?
Well, if you need a reason, at least it's on brand. It's Clearwater, Florida, the home of Scientology. Nakia Davis, 21, arrested for throwing that ravioli at her sister. They were supposed to share food, you see, Kim. And the sister did not allow Davis to have any of the food they were supposed to share. Deputies say that she got mad and threw ravioli.
Must have been some good ravioli.
Yeah. She was processed.
That's an
and
advertising tagline. Our ravioli's so good, you'll be fighting over it.
There's her booking photo. She looks kind of cute. I might give her a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some 9s and 7s here in the chat.
Yeah, I think that's a badass look. You look cute.
I'll give
Like,
her an 8.
after
The neck tats also.
the name tats.
No, the neck tattoos.
The neck.
Oh, the neck tats. Yeah. I think that they can look cool. I think the body ink can look cool. It can also be a sign. Anyway, she's selling it all good. I like the whole package.
Yeah,
I'm
we
giving
might have
her
to
an
add
eye.
into the Florida algorithm. If you have a neck tat, it's like the neck tat, the meth, the Gators. We might have to add that in there.
Oh, there you go. Okay. But again, I would suggest don't judge too harshly people with neck tats. We've kind of gotten into that here once before. A 24-year-old man arrested, accused of stealing a vehicle, leaving the scene of a hit and run, failing to stop for law enforcement, and then crashing his vehicle into a tennis court fence. Dominic Garcia. There he is. He's also facing charges of battery on a person of 65 years of age or older and operating a motor vehicle without a valid license. There he is. That's it. Dominic Garcia. I want to give you a higher number, Dominic, but I can't. I'm topping out at 7. Kim? This is
I'm
4.
going to say maybe a 5. I'm not impressed.
Yeah, I see it. Show the damage, though, Albert. Can you show the car get quite the damage as a result of fleeing? A black Ford Expedition fleeing the scene of a hit and run.
Yeah.
It's pretty brutal.
That's a tough
There he is
fence.
up
You think that a car could break through a fence like that, and it gets stuck at a tennis court fence. So maybe the tennis court fences are built a little differently.
Yeah, the tennis court fences are not what you think they are, Albert. They can be very strong. Anyway, he has been arrested and charged. A Florida man impersonating Dave Portnoy reviewed a pizza joint for several years to dupe tourists with undercooked food, according to cops. Now, Albert, can you explain to me Dave Portnoy? He's a pizza critic, right?
Yeah, he's the founder of Barstool Sports, very polarizing media group. But then he does these pizza reviews. They're really popular. They make or break pizza places, and a lot of people subscribe to this. And there's an app, and everybody loves the guy. So,
yeah. And so apparently people are now impersonating him. At least one is. And he did this to fool unsuspecting tourists into ordering undercooked and fraudulently priced food. I don't understand really the plan. It seems like a twisted, evil plan. But Jose Marti Alvarez, who's 55, is the one who hatched it. He's accused of, quote, falsely advertising his business in hotels throughout Miami Springs, Florida. He advertised the business as the popular Roman's Pizzeria, and was conning hungry customers into buying inedible food to make money off the shop's notoriety. There he is in a booking photo. He looks like a rough guy.
He does.
I'm giving him a 6.
I'm giving him a 5.
we have actually an alternate shot of this guy, too. So we can him in the handcuffs.
There's the...
Live on
what he's got going here is a situation.
He does look like he's more in a situation type thing with his hands handicapped, or what am I trying to say? Handcuffed behind his back?
Yeah.
Yes.
Handicapped?
He's handicapped by the handcuffing. Customers filed complaints against the actual pizza joint with the Better Business Bureau and negative reviews online, and that's what brought it to the attention of law enforcement. The owner of Roman's Pizzeria, Jesus Roman, said he's been dealing with the issue for years and first caught wind of the scam when upset customers started reacting out to his shop.
Karen says, how hard is it to make good pizza?
Yeah. He's in a tough spot. I mean, these guys are having to explain, hey, it's not us. He literally had to say, look, they would show up to the store and they'd have to explain, it's not us. They'd ask, where's the food? And the pizzeria that has been in question here that's sort of being defrauded has been around for 40 years. Mm-hmm. And so Marty Alvarez was nabbed by the cops and booked into the correctional center down there. And finally, police wrangling an alligator on Florida resident's porch. I know many of you want your reptiles. You'll get it. Police in Florida put their reptile wrangling skills to the test. A 6-foot alligator, in this case, found trespassing on a resident's front porch. The Edgewater Police Department saying that officers worked together with Edgewater Animal Control to capture the alligator found on the porch of this Florida Shores home. And the alligator was not harmed and was turned over to a Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
It's a cute little gator.
Trapper.
Unless
yeah,
those
6 feet is not
human beings.
6 feet is not massive, but it's you don't want to see it on your front porch still. We don't like to do it. We don't want to do it. But we must choose a favorite. In the chat, you have options, and I will review for you here, listening and watching some of the stories you've just heard, and you can decide on a favorite. Please indicate your favorite in the chat. After the show is done, we do check to see what people's favorites have been. Florida man busted with meth while he was checking in with his probation officer. The Florida woman who threw the ravioli at her sister because her sister wouldn't share. The Florida man speeding from deputies in a stolen car gets trapped in a tennis court fence. The Florida dude impersonating Dave Portnoy, reviewing pizza for several years to dupe tourists with undercooked food. And finally, the police wrangling an alligator on a Florida resident's front porch. We need to pick a favorite. Kim, I ask you, what's your fave?
I like the sister ravioli fight. Yeah.
Yeah. Sister ravioli fight. Nobody got really badly hurt.
Ravioli smackdown.
Kim, how are you?
Albert, how about your fave?
Well, leading in the chat is the guy who I think should be the number one, the guy who brought the meth to the probation office. It's just incredibly Florida with the meth, but even bringing it while you're seeing your probation officer screams Florida. So, and that's leading half of the votes.
Yeah, I completely agree. To me, it's a walk going away. Florida guy busted with meth and paraphernalia on him while he's meeting with the probation officer. As Kim had suggested, maybe he didn't think they were going to check his pockets or whatever, but it doesn't matter. Dude, take 2 hours off of your meth addiction, leave the stuff at home, and meet with your probation officer. So
it gives off that, remember that guy who was driving around when he had a suspended license? It gave me that kind of feelings. I love that story, and I love this kind of story too.
Indeed, indeed. That's Friday Fabulous Florida.
This has been Friday Fabulous Florida.
There is a gigantic alligator in my kitchen.
Y'all come back now here.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.